This video series covers a trip by caravan that started in Brisbane and went via Rockhampton to Birdsville, the Red Centre, Gawler Ranges and Flinders Ranges and back to our home in Brisbane. I started to make these videos to record the journey soon after the trip, but for some reason didn't finish the task. I have now done so. 17 short videos comprise the set. The series is titled West, Centre and Flinders. Here is the next part. The first stop along the way was at the acacia spruce trees. They are rare and so hard they will blunt an axe blade. The badly faded sign is a memorial to mailman Eddie "Jolly" Miller, located beside the channels of the Georgina River. Eddie has a similar story to that of the Birdsville mailman Tom Cruise. The Tropic of Capricorn marks the start of an area of the treeless plains. The late Honourable Vaughan Johnson MLA had been the member for this area in the Queensland Parliament and a minister. A memorial in his name, including picnic facilities, stands at the top of a hill that provides sweeping views over the floodplains of the Diamantina River. The Diamantina floodplains, as far as the eye can see. A plaque marks the completion of this section of the Diamantina Developmental Road, now sealed almost to Birdsville. By evening we had reached the seat of administration for the Diamantina Shire at Bedourie. On the final day's drive to Birdsville, we first crossed Eyre Creek and then King Creek, both still showing the results of recent rain. Not far from Bedourie, signs signalled the closed road to Windora, cut by the swollen Diamantina River. Just before we drove into the first real sand dunes of the trip, an eagle put on a flying display near a lonely and isolated grave. We passed another road commemorative plaque and shortly after arrived at the next crossing of Eyre Creek at Gawler Station, which overlooks the creek. Eyre Creek flows under the road on its way into the Simpson Desert. Will Hutchison, at 16, found the first opal at Coober Pedy. At 20 he drowned in Eyre Creek while droving. Where else but in Australia's outback would you encounter such a story? Kookaburra Waterhole and Crossing is where Eyre Creek makes its last crossing of the road to Birdsville and heads into the desert. There is an extensive rest area, camping grounds and also fishing after good rains. Oasis Ball releases a continuous stream of scalding water that cools in a stream of its own making before it adds to the flow of Gilmore Creek. Over the Gilmore Creek and on the next rise stand the ruins of Karkari Station, abandoned by Sir Sidney Kidman after the loss to drought of 4,000 steers. The road runs through barren desert country as we approach Birdsville. Finally, at Birdsville, we set up in the caravan park on the banks of the Birdsville Lagoon. A visit to Birdsville had been on our to-do list for a long time. Finally, we are there. Big red and curried camel pies,